The wire cleared on a Thursday afternoon, a million point four, arriving quietly in a number on a screen. This was the result of 9 years of building something that the people closest to you never fully understood and never really asked about. You don't call anyone. You sit in a parking garage for 20 minutes with the engine off, trying to decide whether the number on your phone is real. And then you drive to pick up your daughter from soccer practice. You follow the same routine as any other Thursday, even though the entire architecture of your life has silently rearranged itself. This visualization maps out the roughly 24 million millionaires in the United States right now. If we break that group down, we find that close to 80% of them are first generation wealthy. They didn't inherit it, they built it, often in families that had no prior framework for handling it and no warning system for what it does to the people around them. That lack of a framework shows up clearly in the data. Looking at this breakdown from JP Morgan's Family Wealth Institute, 7 out of 10 family members report serious difficulty having conversations about money. When asked why, nearly a third of younger members pointed to a specific barrier, not logistics, not a lack of financial literacy, fear. Money is the one secret that tells itself. Its arrival irreversibly and silently changes the way you are seen by everyone you know. Word moves the way it always moves in close families, through a person who treats secrets like a screen door treats the wind. Then comes the gathering, the cookout or the Sunday dinner. It's loud, it's warm, and for a brief window you let your guard down. Then somebody makes the joke. They say it loud enough for the whole table to hear. Something about you charging for the ride home now that you're big time. Everyone laughs. You laugh too. But you can hear something else underneath the laughter. It's faint and very careful. A joke allows people to ask for something they aren't brave enough to say out loud. Under every laugh is a small open hand, waiting to see if you noticed. That collective laugh marks the moment the ground shifts. The previously equal playing field between you and your family has been permanently broken. This is when someone you genuinely love puts you in a position you can't navigate cleanly. Your brother, the one who once gave you his last $80 when you were broke, suddenly has a business idea. He says it can't lose, though his plan is mostly confidence and very little detail. He is performing a kind of identity negotiation. Wealth triggers this in people who always understood themselves as your equal. Now he is trying to find where he stands in relation to a version of you he didn't see coming. You know his income and his expenses. You can see with brutal clarity that what he is asking you to fund is a shortcut past the gap he feels between you. But looking across the table, you see the person who showed up for you when nobody else did. You say yes anyway. You write the check, because you want to believe the money can buy back the simplicity of who you used to be to each other. This is the most expensive mistake first-generation wealth makes. Giving money out of guilt doesn't save the relationship. It formally cements your transition from a family member to a financial resource. The first time is a gift. The second time, it's a pattern. By the third, it's an expectation. Eventually, declining to help is experienced not as a personal financial decision, but as you withholding something you now owe. We see the statistical fallout here. 70% of families building significant wealth lose it entirely by the second generation. 90% is gone by the third. Researchers don't find bad investing at the root. They find silence, specifically communication breakdowns inside the family. Unspoken expectations and silent resentments destroy family wealth long before there is anything left to inherit. People rarely resent the success itself. They resent what that success implies about their own life choices. It provides proof, sitting right there at the table, that certain things were possible, which forces them to ask why they didn't do them. Within a month of your wire clearing, your brother bought a new truck off the dealer lot, a vehicle with payments exceeding his take-home pay. He is using that debt to signal a status he hasn't earned, attempting to close the gap he felt the moment your net worth became visible. He is trying to buy back a few inches of distance between you, using money he doesn't have. But the people who show up best in your life when the money arrives are almost never the ones who talk about it. Like your father, who just shows up to sit at your kitchen table for an hour and tell a long, pointless story. The ones who never ask are the ones who were never keeping score. Money does not change who people are. It acts as a light switch, illuminating the dynamics that were already there, running quietly underneath the surface of every holiday and phone call. The ultimate challenge of wealth is learning to live in the gap between who you are and who the number makes people assume you are. Usually you figure that out on a Thursday afternoon, in a parking garage, with the engine off.